Sup guys, Xander977 here today to do Tokyo Ghoul episode 9 review. Now, this episode of Tokyo Ghoul, what an episode it was, right? This episode we found out a lot of information, right, about where the action is going to be taking place. Now, currently, um, as the story follows the protagonist Kaneki, the story is pretty much taking place mostly in the 20th ward. So that's where the main action has been these past couple of episodes, but now it seems like there's becoming more and more relevance for the 11th ward, right? And it just so happens that in this episode it's being said that the ghouls, they are collaborating together, they're working together to take down the human investigations, the human investigators in the 11th ward, and hence why we see Amon now being assigned along with this other human investigator. I forgot his name, Hishamori, something like that. Both of them now are going to be working together in the 11th ward, and it's also been revealed that from Kaneki's perspective, right, when he was talking with that good chick that works with Uta and the others, I forgot her name as well. I'm not too good on names, but yeah, that good chick, when he was talking to her about his good powers and how he felt that the last time, when he use his Kagune to strike Yomo, how he, the next thing he kind of forgot what happened. The next thing he knew, he impaled Yomo with his Kagune, and he was saying about how it seemed like Rize took over his body at that point, and he also said that it was at another situation that he felt like Rize had taken over his body as well. So she was talking with him and she said that she doesn't know much about Rize, but she does know that Rize came from the 11th ward. So we see more and more relevance, more momentum moving towards the 11th ward, right? We get to see more action, and the interesting stuff, another one of the interesting things in this episode is we get to see some backstory about Toka, right? We get to see her brother and her father. They all have blue hair, oddly enough. Well, it's not exactly blue hair. They have, there's some darker and lighter shades of blue between all three of them, right? I'm not that big on colors, but they all look pretty much to be pretty much blue hair or maybe purple. I'm not sure, but some color along that range. So now we get to see a kind of backstory about her and her brother, right? So it's revealed that she does have a brother. Her father, right? It's not revealed whether he's still alive. Maybe he's not there anymore. That's why things between her and her brother seems like it's not too good, because at the very last scene of this episode, right, we see this blue haired guy killing some investigators in the 11th ward, and his cronies calling him Ayato, talking to him, which is revealed to be the name of Toka's brother, and we get to see his face. So he's out there in the 11th ward, and according to him, you know the 20th ward is just one of those peace loving wards that people love to, he basically doesn't regard it in high regard. He regards it as one of those peace loving wimps area where wimps basically go to, and Toka is living there. And it didn't occur to him that he really had a sister living there until he remembered, oh yes, come to think of it, I do have a relative living there. So for some reason, it appears that Toka has diverged from her brother and her family of sorts. For what reason, we do not know. But so far, that's revelation that we get about her and her brother. So her brother now, upon in that same scene, said that he's going to go to 11th ward to secure Rize, right? We also get to see a kind of sneak peek or a snapshot of Jason with this other dude in the 11th ward. I walk past right beside here, hidden, right? I'm pretty much, he got this vibe that these guys were pretty dangerous, and he was definitely right about that. Jason and the other guy talking about how they want to secure Rize, and we even see a bunch of other ghouls coming into this area with this weird looking dude with a swirly shape on his his beard area right here, which is kind of weird. he also says that he's going to secure Rize. So everyone is coming to the 11th ward to secure Rize. So Rize apparently was a very important character in the story of Tokyo Ghoul. Probably all of these guys came from the 11th ward, who knows. But right now their focus is on securing Rize, right? But Rize is basically dead. So, it's my guess that when they find out that Rize is no longer alive, but Kaneki has inherited her powers of sorts, what are they going to do? They want to secure him as well? Who knows? But so far I pretty much like this episode of Tokyo Ghoul. At the very onset of this episode, we see a backstory between Amon and Mado. Right there, when Amon first came into the academy and when he was first assigned to Mado, and their first assignment being this suspicion of this ghoul lady being of this old lady being a ghoul. Where Amon was saying that it can't be serious. This is just a defense. This old lady. It turns out that Mother and his instincts were right. This lady turned out to be a very dangerous, ruthless ghoul, and she almost ended Amon's life, but Mother came in there to save him. And they said that it's been 49 days since the whole incident when Mother lost his life and all of that, and the whole incident between Hinami as well, her transition from the fact of losing both her parents now, and now she has to live with Tokachan and the others. But she's coping with it pretty okay. She's getting along just fine. So now it seems that action is going to build up back in regards to everything being centered around the 11th ward, right? Everyone's talking about the 11th ward and everyone wants to get at Rize for some reason. Why? I'm not sure. Maybe she was an integral character in the Ghoul Foundation in terms of her strength and her abilities. We have no idea, but we'll find out. So overall, I believe that this episode of Tokyo Ghoul was a very insightful, very laden with a lot of important information, and I liked it pretty much. So that's it. That's my review. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Sayonara.